have 3 minutes. Your time is already counting.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Ovwe Sowho. Okay, there it goes. And I'm the CEO of Ovoteri Ltd. I'm here to talk today about retirement cities and how we can build inclusive and sustainable retirement cities in Nigeria. Next slide, please. So a little bit about my background. I'm a medical doctor with experience in public health, and I'm also a project manager. Next slide, please. My company, Ovoteri, has been very instrumental in Nigeria, and we've been working in areas where we feel we can make impact, which is healthcare, education, and community development. We have been active in revamping hospitals and equipping them with life-saving medical equipment, ambulances, and so on and so forth. And one of our big moments over the years was when we worked during COVID with CBN Access Bank COVID program, and we're able to equip isolation centers across 30 states. So why am I here today? Next slide, please. I'm here to talk about retirement cities. And what is a retirement city, you might ask? A retirement city is not just an estate. It's a city that comes with amenities. We want to build one that is fully inclusive and sustainable. So it's going to have not just residences, it's going to have a hospital, it's going to have a nursing home, it's going to have the schools, the recreational center, a senior center for the retirees living there. Incidentally, we've signed an MOU with the federal government to build senior citizen centers across the country with interested partners. So a retirement city is really something really holistic. Think about, heaven on earth when you arrive at a retirement city. You're completely taken away from life as you know it and the headaches and day-to-day living in a regular, maybe an estate. So we're looking today for 40 billion naira to build a 500 residential unit retirement city. And we're looking for partners. This is a proposal of partnerships. So really, it's expressions of interest at this stage. And this could come to your state because we have over 14 million seniors in Nigeria. And even in the initial phase, we're just looking at 1,000 units per state. So city buildings, thank you very much. You mentioned there's a huge housing deficit, about 20 million. So we're looking to tie into what is already on ground and in place. Next slide, please. So like I said, just to give you some more detail about it, it would look something like this. So imagine when you have an emergency and you're rushing, scrambling to get to a hospital. Yesterday they were talking about 45 minutes average time for emergencies, and that is too long in medical care. So in your retirement city, in your units, you have a red button you push. If you have an emergency, we come to you. The ambulance comes to your unit. The nurses come to you. And thereby we're saving lives by addressing the critical care time requirements when there are emergencies. So it really is a holistic concept. It's an intersection of healthcare, infrastructure, and lifestyle. And we believe that it's something that the time has come for Nigerians to look at it. So what kind of returns are you looking at? Next slide. With all the amenities in place and fully functional, we're looking at 10 billion annually in terms of gross revenues from mortgages, from assisted living services, from the facilities management. And it's an investment that keeps on giving because you could invest in it for your parents, and then when they pass on, it becomes your retirement city, and then it's something you can also will to your children. So it's an investment that keeps on giving. Because no matter what happens as you age, you're going to get to a point you can't live in a normal residence. You're going to need care, you're going to need help, you're going to need assistance, and living in a retirement city is going to address these issues. So in the initial phase, we're looking at 3 years to build and construct, and even as we're building and constructing, we're selling and positive cash flow at year 5. Next slide, please. So rounding up, I just want to say thank you very much for the opportunity to present here today. A retirement city in the developed countries, go to US and Canada, it's a the retirement care industry, elder care industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And it's something we're not tapping into right here in Nigeria. And we're structuring it in a way that we can get subscribers from Nigerians in diaspora paying as little as $1,000 a month on a mortgage or less, as I'm told. So we have this opportunity, and I really am interested to hear from you, and we're looking for partners to join us on this novel initiative. Thank you very much, and I'll take your questions.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, yes, we've got questions, we've got hands.
We have a question online, Madam Moderator.
Okay.
May I invite Olubusola Kolade online to unmute? Olubusola Kolade.
Sorry, sir, it's not a question.
Okay.
You did say that if we are pitching, we should raise our hands.
Pardon me?
Oh, she's a
You
teacher.
said if we are pitching,
Okay.
we should raise our hands.
Are you on the list of pitchers for today?
Yes, please.
What's the company name?
Ornament of grace and virtue, education.
Okay, that's later. That's later.
Yeah.
All
okay.
right. All right, thank you.
Okay, we've got 3 hands raised that I saw earlier. We'll take 3 questions. Oh,
So
4.
we'll take the 3 hands as the moderator has directed.
There are now 4.
Okay, can you please stand so we identify you? We'll take the lady first. At that end, she'll be number 1. The gentleman here, Mr. Davis, I believe, will be number 2. And then Mr. Usman will be number 3. Yes.
Yeah, my name is Anne Fasson Esther Banquet International. Doctor, your project seems very, very interesting to me.
Thank
but
you.
I want to ask one question. Have you got the land already? And if you've got the land, what areas are we looking at within Nigeria?
Okay, Thank you very much for the question. Actually, a retirement city goes to every state. Right now, we're looking at Lagos and Abuja. But really, I don't want to just highlight Lagos and Abuja because I believe Nigeria is a beautiful country. It's very serene. You know, any state could really take this off.
Okay, the next question, please. So you're starting off with Abuja. We've got MOU for different states,
Yes.
country,
Yes.
gradually.
Thank you.
Yeah, Doc, very, very noble idea. Thanks
Thank
for
you
the
very much.
presentation, excellently presented. My question is that, are these going to be managed services home, or do you have variation, maybe to option to buy a lease, like a managed home care, for example? And what are you going to do with the infrastructure? Have you thought through the investment? What will you be using this money for? And I don't think you spoke about return on investment, so could you address those, please?
Okay, thank you very much. We need money to obviously build the city. It's a huge capital investment. And we're going to sell it comes in bungalows, terraces, flats. So you're going to have some opportunity to sell outright. For those who can't sell outright, you have opportunity to go into a lease or mortgage. And even from outright sales, projections from just 100 units, we're looking at over 10 billion. So 40 billion put in to build. We can work on those costs by reducing them. If we have a state partner that gives us land, and in that case becomes an equity partner in the city. So these are models, and I can discuss further with you during the break. So we're definitely looking at a very high yield return on investment for the people that are interested in partnering with us, because it's going to be an SPV. It's a huge initiative, and we want to work with other people that are interested in this area. I've had conversations with the mortgage banks that are present, HMOs, because all these services are going to be offered in your city. You can't live there without a health insurance. It doesn't work that way. We're dreaming for the future and building for the future. So if you're an elderly person going into a retirement city, you're not thinking of cost of care, you have a health insurance package that covers your cost of care as a resident.
All right, thank you. Can we take the next 2 questions together, please? Mr. Davis, quickly.
Bengarahim City Buildings. Very laudable project because
you.
you have the elderly citizens in mind. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And in our city buildings, we look at support and collaborations and leverages. So we'd like to work with you. We have hundreds of acres of land, particularly in Lagos, so we'd like to work with you.
Thank
on
you
that.
very much.
Number two, our city buildings, we are more into cost-effective quality housing.
Yes.
So with 40 billion and the right consultation, you can scale that up to about 3,000 units, housing units. So we should be
Wonderful.
talking about that. Thank you.
Mr. David is just right behind you. Please pass the microphone to him. Or your question has been attended to? Okay, good. So, Doctor, it's back to you to conclude.
There was a lady at the back.
A lady?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a lady? Okay,
Thank
there
you.
she is.
She already answered the question when she answered the other man, but
Oh, great.
would they be affordable housing or like luxury?
We always want to make it affordable. So I did say the mortgages would be about $1,000 a month, which if this is the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission's platform, we know that's not really huge, but in naira it may be. So we still want to bring that down as low as possible, because if you want to buy a property and you put in $10,000 as down payment, and we get from like 1,000 people, that's $10 million. So we know we can work to reduce the numbers to make it more affordable. But of course, construction projects tend to kind of appreciate as you build. So if you look at something that you start now and then in 3 years, the price, definitely there will be capital appreciation. But definitely we want to make this affordable so that we get buy-in. We don't want it to be something exclusive for the super rich. No, it's something that should impact in terms of attending to your health and your lifestyle and infrastructure needs. So just don't buy a house in Nigeria or buy properties all over Nigeria. Buy into a retirement city that serves your needs, so that if you ever have an emergency or any other family member of yours has an emergency.
Can you round up, please? Can you round up, please?
You're in the right place. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And I'll just quickly ask, are there cultural considerations put in place, religious considerations? With aged people, moving from an environment they're used to can be very difficult at times also. So what would you be doing with that?
Yes, thank you very much. It's difficult to leave one's home and go live in a strange place, but the fact is that as you age, you're going to need different kinds of care. Not everybody might be very fit and active. Some will need to be in a nursing home. Some will need round-the-clock care. And I was in Canada. I moved back from Canada last year. I was in Canada and I lost my dad because we couldn't coordinate his care properly. And I kept thinking to myself, how can we solve this issue? Because a lot of my friends and colleagues abroad have the same problem of coordinating care for their aged parents, especially when they get to those critical last years. So we believe that it's
Thank you, Doctor.
a practical solution to a long-standing problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Doctor, you may sit down because we'll interact with general pictures. Please sit down. So we have the moderator. We also have Temitope Adeyemi joining the pictures. Temitope Adeyemi, are you ready? Okay, can we take the next person seated?